Well, lovely bit of Brazilian brilliance from Chelsea. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. The first game of the 25-26 season. And what do you know? It's a beautiful Brazilian Blues boys brace from the prodigious, the prodigy, the superstar, Estêvão Willian, and of course the new striker, João Pedro. Feels good. Man of the match, Mark Flecken. Remember him from the Premier League in the Bayer Leverkusen goal for Ten Hag's Bundesliga team. But I'm feeling good, man. And I tell you what, we looked pretty good. Considering this was like, oh, how are they going to look? Are they going to look tired? Club World Cup finalists? Are they going to struggle? Just move the camera slightly. We look fine, dude. We look good. Dominant. And, I bet on Chelsea to win and Estêvão to score. Teenager. Ooh, little 18-year-old Estêvão. Is he going to be scared? No. He's fine. And I tell you what, the most salient point for us Chelsea fans looking forward, he looks like him and Palmer are going to cook. Now, I always thought it was relatively reductive, and it is mostly nonsense when, like, pundits, you know, ex-opposition players, your Jamie Carragher's of this world, the colossal penises, excuse my language, say, oh, Cole Palmer's going to be off because he's not surrounded with the elite talent that he demands. I tell you what, as much as I think that's nonsense, and broadly I do, there is an element of him looking for Estêvão. Like, you speak my language, bro. And I know we can get terribly overexcited, and he's 18 years old, and he's never played in Europe, and he's just joined Chelsea. But even in that first half, before Palmer was taken off, because he looked like he was trying to be killed by Kwanzaa, there was an element of them looking for each other, you know, and they they don't speak each other's language, but they speak the language of football, and they know how to play with each other already. I'm sorry, it's 45 minutes of pre-season. I don't care. Let me get jacked. Let me get excited because it's fun. Don't be a sport. Don't be a spoil sport. And if you're not, you know what you should do? Like and subscribe because this is Football Therapy and everyone's welcome. Road to 200,000 ruddy subs. You can be part of that. So thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. And should you choose to subscribe, hit that sweet, sweet bell. I didn't get the vocal run. Hit the bell. All right, mate. So, Leverkusen, a good team, or were an invincible Bundesliga winning team that, of course, has since been decimated by players leaving, the superstar manager leaving, Ten Hag joining. That's never a good vibe. But still a good team. And it was like, I must say, much more seriously contested than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it was going to be like all the kids playing loads and, you know, just constant subs on the regs. But it was, you know, we saw a lot of subs in the end. But it was a pretty seriously contested game in the sense of Chelsea were dominant, but Leverkusen were trying to keep us out. Chelsea were being professional, and it wasn't an absolute goal fest. It was early and late scores. So let's have a look. This is Sofa score, of course. It was a 3-4-3. From Ten Hag's team, and that man, Flecken, this guy, he made 7 saves. He was Sofa Score's man of the match. Kwanzaa nearly tried to split Cole Palmer's leg in half, which I was surprised to see, considering, you know, surely they're England, you know, youth level teammates. Like, what's up with that, mate, in a friendly? Grimaldo was the best ranked player here on a Sofa Score for Leverkusen. I tend to agree. He's an absolute beast of a left wing back. Scores loads of goals, of course. And then we saw a strong rotated side from Chelsea, which makes me think the Sunday team against Milan will see a lot of strength as well. Like, players that played 30 minutes here. It might be 60, literally we might be doing 60-30, 60-30. The 30-minute players will start the 60, and they'll get 90 minutes over a 2-day period, which I suppose makes sense. Because you won't be redlining them, right? So Philip Jorgensen in goal looked good. Malo Gusto in the back four. He actually made the right centre-back, interestingly, and it was Cucurella inverting, or pushing up high there. And there you go. Let's see here on the left-hand side, the middle of the screen. Malo Gusto, that's a right centre-back heat map in possession and Enzo Maresca. So it's a back three that pushes up. And, of course, Cucurella sort of inverting, holding the width there on the left. And as you can see here, the left centre-back was right-footed, right-sided Trevoh Chalobah, playing in what would be the Levi Cole role, I suppose. Josh Champong playing very well in the central centre-back. Malo Gusto right centre-back. So Gusto doing his thing there, playing very well. You know, God bless him. He obviously saw Reece James coming into that role. Aaron Anselmino came into the central role. Tosin Adarabioyo going into the left centre-back role for Trevoh there afterwards, their respective substitutes. So, yeah, that was your defensive line. We saw Moises Caicedo play the first half, and then he was relieved by Dario Asugo, who, by the way, looks really friggin' good. I've been speaking about Asugo, how he's like the proper conventional deputy for Caicedo, and he's a very good CDM and destroyer. He looked good, I must say. Caicedo playing next to Santos. Santos playing a little bit more of a free role, more of a reserved central role for Caicedo to mop up. Very exciting to see Santos started and trusted, because this is, you know, a good team. George, he didn't look happy when he came off. I think he was really trying to make a statement. Don't, you know, start me and trust me. Start me? I mean, I guess he knew he was starting over Gittins here. Maybe saw it as an opportunity. He knows Garnacho is probably coming. He probably still wants to play for Chelsea, but he wants to do what's best for him. Maybe in his head he's made the decision. I love Chelsea, but I'm going loan or permanent. And he knows he's got a couple of options, and this is just an opportunity to demonstrate his ability, which is high. And I don't think he did it by his standards. He looked quite upset when he came off, like frustrated, as he did in the Club World Cup, to be fair. Cole Palmer, but let's just talk about Dilat firstly. Dilat playing a conventional striker role, making selfless runs, didn't get that many touches. He did miss chances, though. This is 2 big chances missed, which is not great. But I actually think he looked okay, as like a, you know, classic Haaland performance, running off the ball. But if he doesn't score, he gets a 6 rating. If he does score, he's recognised as like a good sort of selfless action. And of course, you got the boys. You got Palmer and Estêvão. Look at that. So Estêvão slightly more right-sided heavy, but they both. This is the vibe for this video, and indeed possibly Chelsea moving forward. Estêvão and Palmer together, because they're both going to swap from the number 10 to the right wing, and when you're there, it's literally, if you're there, I'm here. Floating around, swapping. And as you can see, like, both of them had some touches on the left wing. It's literally playing 2 number 10s in terms of free roll, but, you know, not standing in the same place at the same time. So if you're, as you can see, both slightly dominant on the right. Palmer looks like his touch map's everywhere, but his heat map's slightly dominant on the right-hand side. Estêvão's heavily dominant on the right-hand side. So it's going to be number 10 and right wing, and they'll have the right to swap with each other. And indeed, even go on the left wing, as you can see there. We saw lots of substitute appearances, gang, as you would expect in a friendly. Tosin coming in. Uriel Hato, new boy, coming in for Marc Cucurella, as was always the plan. He's going to be the deputy, the understudy for Cucurella in that role. Pedro Neto coming on as the right winger for Cole Palmer. Asugo coming on for Caicedo, as you can see there. The horses for courses massively. As is Reece James for Gusto. As is Jamie Gittins for Tyreek George, who looked pretty good, I must say. And as is João Pedro for Liam Delap. A different kind of striker, but as Maresca keeps saying, he sees him as a striker. He is a striker. I think João Pedro is Chelsea's starting striker. Yeah, incredible. Aaron Anselmino, centre-back, coming in for a Champong. In the midfield, Sam Raksaki, lovely to see him. He's made a few appearances now. There he is, for Chelsea. And on the right wing for Estêvão, Genesis Antwi, the young player, looking very, very good, of course. And his late action essentially creates the goal to make it 2-0 for João Pedro. Yeah, I mean, apart from Kwanzaa nearly snapping Palmer's leg in half, absolutely going to plan. Very respectable opposition. Chelsea's first pre-season game. You know, players out. Levi Colwell, ACL, really, really tricky. And, yeah, 2-0. Thank you very much. Jobs are ruddy gooden. Let's have a look at the statistics, shall we? Come on down. Here we go. So 70% possession to Chelsea, complete dominance, 4 big chances to their nil. Really, this was a free 4-0 game as Mark Flecken in goal. That stopped him, as you can see here on the left-hand side. SofaScore gave him the player of the match, the Leverkusen goalkeeper, which is all you need to know about Chelsea. 7 saves, dominant corner kicks and everything else indeed. On the day, let me just quickly take you through timeline, of course, just quickly so we know it. Early yellow card for their player Andrich. Chalobah gets one actually as well, not too far later. And Estêvão scores. It is a Cole Palmer chance that hits the bar, comes off. Estêvão sweeps up. Beautiful poacher's finish, sniffer in the box. He's not just a sort of Galaxico superstar magic with his feet Brazilian. He will pick up the scrappy ones. I will speak about him just a little bit more in a second. And of course, a whole host of changes, as you can see here, until right to the end when Joao Pedro scores a lovely long-range low drive after some good work from Genesis Antwi. Now, what did we learn? Well, we learnt Gusto is going to be trusted maybe in certain games to play in that right centre-back role rather than just inverting or going forwards and holding the width. We learnt that, Trevoh Chalobah, the right-sided centre-back, maybe he will be trusted a little bit more to play on the left as we wait for Badia Shield to return, maybe Aaron Anselmino. The fact how Josh Chiampong played well, we know Maresca highly rates him. Maybe, if we beat Milan, again, 2-0 at home on Sunday, if these guys feature in rotation, maybe if Aaron Anselmino has a good game and starts against Milan, there's a chance Maresca goes, don't buy anyone. Let's just wait for Colwell to come back. Maybe. Again, maybe he's coming up a lot there. In terms of performances, Jorgensen's fine. He made some saves. Of course, Rob Sanchez will start on Sunday. Out of the back line, the biggest positive is Joshua Champong coming in again and doing well, in my opinion. I know Cucurella can play well. I know Gusto can play well. And Trevoh, we know, can play well. So Josh coming in, doing his thing. Very positive indeed. Santos, given the nod in the midfield, didn't do massively notable stuff. Of course, an incredibly gifted player that will be trusted to do that role. Will be trusted to do one of the advanced 8 pocket roles at time, which is actually what Maresca says he sees him as. Caicedo, great, of course. Tyreek George, frustrating by his standards, a really good young talent. I think he's gonna go, possibly permanently. He looked pretty sad. Like maybe in his head he's thinking, I want to say goodbye, and this is not the way I want to do it. I don't know. He did look really not unhappy. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that was my perception of it. Palmer looked great. He is great. Didn't get a high rating on SofaScore, but I think he made the runs. He forced a great save from Flecken. I like the look of him. I think he's going to be very, very useful, and I think he's going to be such a snip for £30 million. And we'll end on Estêvão. What else can we say? Gittins looks sharp. I've been saying Gittins will surprise people in terms of his dynamism, his 1v1. Very, very exciting. He's the kind of player Maresca wants. James comes on, looks good. That amazing touch from James, that first time touch back to the goalkeeper, Jorgensen, when there's a bit of a mistake. He does this beautiful first time touch, rolls it to his feet from a weird angle. Just incredible footballing elegance from what is a warrior beast, Reece James. Just a complete footballer. Beautiful scenes indeed. Every now and again, I'll remind you, ever since his injury, we're like, is he going to be the same? It's not this flying wing back that can do everything, but he'll play in central defensive midfield. He'll play as a centre back. He'll defend well. He'll do leadership. He'll score amazing free kicks, and then he'll do little moments like this that you go, oh yeah, he's an absolute superstar. Neto fine, good, and then Tosin fine, good. Of course, debut for Uriel Hato looked fine. He is a player. We'll see more of him. Dario Sugo was a bit more of a from me. Of course, we've seen him make a couple of cameos. He is a proper CDM that we need. Joao Pedro is the boy. Like, it's funny, since coming into Chelsea, he scored 4 goals now, all non-penalty goals. And he wasn't really popping off and scoring non-penalty goals at Brighton. Yeah, it's Brighton, but people were looking at the data going, oh, what a talented footballer, but it doesn't like he's going to score a lot of goals. Is he the answer to Chelsea's goal-scoring woes? Yes, apparently he is. Chelsea looked at him and like, this, beautiful Brazilian boy, he's the guy. Look at his ability, and he strikes the ball well. He's a good finisher, apparently. Scoring goals, mate. He's Chelsea's number 9. João Pedro is Chelsea's number 9. Lovely stuff. You'd have to say it's looking fantastic. And then, of course, Estêvão. What can you say about him? SofaScore gave him the highest rating of any other Chelsea player. 18-year-old Brazilian that has just, I mean, this kid, right? He's just touched down in Europe. He doesn't speak any English or very, very limited, like Chelsea French. That's about it. You know, he made 3 key passes. Not only did he score what we thought was just going to be the winger, 3 key passes. 75% of his long balls were accurate. A bunch of shots. And look, despite that, he won 3 ground duels, which is not nothing. Of course, he was out of 8 attempted. But that is 8 attempted. He is tiny. He's this really diminutive, petite kid from Brazil. He's not filled out. And he's going for it. Clearly, someone's told him, like, oh, yeah, the Premier League's really, really physical. But the Brazilian league isn't as soft as I thought it was. Do you know what I mean? He's going into tackles. He's contesting. He's putting himself where it hurts. Which is, if you can do that with your talent, with your ability, it's curtains, mate. It's curtains because he just looks ready. Clearly, Maresca's looked at him and like, yeah, all right, fine, in you go, mate. Do you know what I mean? Straight in the lineup. It's not like, oh, we'll trial you 5 minutes off the bench in the first game. You might get 10 minutes off the bench in the second preseason game. You know, how are you feeling? Are you okay? No, he's like, no, straight in, mate. Do your thing. Scores in 18 minutes in a Chelsea shirt. And it wasn't like a beautiful superstar Galactico long-range goal. He was sniffing. He was clearing up. He was like straight in the box, mate. So he looks ready. It's very exciting. I must say, I don't want to get too gassed on it, but he looks mustard, mate. He looks great. He looks great. He looks very good. And also, he can play with Palmer. You see when he scored, he did the little cold celebration to Palmer. He loves it, mate. I love it. I'm a 36-year-old man, and I'm giddy like a 16-year-old kid watching a FIFA game or whatever. It's making me. This is what you want, yeah. And this is what we've needed. We've needed a little bit of Brazilian brilliance back at the bridge. Lots of alliteration there, from I know Oscar was fleeting, but like days of like Ramirez and stuff, and just a little bit of Yoga Benito. João Pedro scoring in the Club World Cup final and doing the dance. The Samba boys are back, and I love it. Andre Santos, João Pedro, Estêvão, cooking with Cole Palmer. Let me know your thoughts. Please do leave them down in the comment section below. As always, I'll thank you for liking. I will thank you for subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy. I'm feeling good. Hope to see you back here soon. Peace.